you want to change your life, you have to change your energy. You cannot change your life with the same level of energy that currently created your own reality. So if you want something better, greater, if you want a different desired reality, if you want to create certain things that are different in your life, you have to change your energy. And in this video, I'm going to show you why this is so important, but also how to do it. Because what I see with a lot of my clients, especially who are entrepreneurs and business people and so on, is that we wait for something, someone, some form of outcome to change outside of us for us to change our energy. Right? A lot of my clients are emotionally overwhelmed, they're stressed out, they're burning out, they're fixing all the problems, they're chasing the KPI and the next board meeting and the presentation and the new sale and the growing the business, scaling, all those things that require so much attention, so much energy, right? And all of that is focused outside. So the mind is very cunning, right? Because you're like, okay, when this happened and that happened and I get this and that problem goes away, then I'll feel better, then I can relax, then everything's gonna be okay. When I get that money, I can relax, I can live the life and so on. The mind always projects whatever it needs outside on some form of outcome. And what you have to realize is that life doesn't respond to what you want, but who you are. And who are you? You're your energy, right? We could say that you are your vibrational identity. If we look at the law of resonance, and if you've been to high school or to school, you've probably done that experience where you have that tuning fork. And if you have two tuning forks that are calibrated at the same frequency, you hit one, the other one is going to vibrate as well. But when you change that and you hit it, the second one is not going to move. You can replicate that with a guitar and so many other ways. What does that teach us? It teaches that we are a little bit like a tuning fork. Our vibrational identity, our energy is changing, is dynamic. We are changing that transmission, just like a radio, right? You're changing, you're tuning into a different frequency based on how you think, how you feel, your decisions, who you are being moment by moment by moment. But we all have that default, that routine, that vibrational home that is creating so much of what we do in our life. Because 95% of what we do every single day is subconscious, meaning it's automatic, is repetitive. So our energy is highly conditioned based on our past experiences, based on the program, based on the thought, based on everything that brought us where we are now. And this is not good, bad, or right or wrong. The only question is it working for you? If your life right now is working and it's like going well and so on, then you're doing great, fantastic. But if you're watching this video, it probably means that you want something different. You want to change something. You want to create a different level of life. And that starts in you. So you have to take your energy away from the goal, from the outcome, from that thing that you're trying to manifest. Wherever you put too much importance, realize that this is always going to work against us. The more you need something, the harder it is to get there. But also it creates a state of neediness. It creates stress. It creates doubt. It creates that chasing in you. So what does that mean? It means that your vibrational identity, your tuning fork is changing, and what is resonating at that moment. Right? Notice that if you live in lack, if you live in stress, if you live in fear, if you live in doubt, if you live in anger, what are you becoming a match to? What are the experiences, the people? How do you think? What do you put in? How do you show up in your world? Is all a direct reflection of who you are. And again, life gives you what you are. Life meets you halfway. So instead of trying to change the world and trying to change the situation and trying to change this and making the perfect presentation and perfect PowerPoint and perfect client and so on, take a step back and notice, how is my energy? How is my state of mind? How is my perception in terms of that and that and that presentation and the KPI and my relationship and the goals that I have and the things I'm trying to create? Am I trying to get all those things so I can start to feel emotionally fulfilled and happy and confident and all of that? Or am I already feeling this and then I'm just going forward in life from that state? That makes a complete different, radical difference in your life. Because the goal is the same, right? You may still want the money and grow the business and get a relationship and whatever you want, but how you go about it, who you are, on the journey in the process is completely different. If you're trying to go into a relationship because you need somebody to give you attention, somebody to rub your back, somebody tell you, oh, I love you so much and so on, just to give you that feeling that you lack inside of you, I guarantee you that you're gonna auto-destruct that relationship very fast, and you're gonna attract certain type of partner that are codependent and so on. But if you go from a place of I'm outflowing with love, my confidence, my self-esteem, who I am, my self-image, I have a lot of love to give, I have a lot of attention to give, I have a lot of things to offer. I don't need somebody to complete me. I am complete, and I want to share my completeness, so to speak. You can see that the intent, you can see that the transactional nature of the relationship is going to be very different, and that applies to any other form of relationship, because you're in a relationship with everything, with money, with your job, with your clients, with your boss, with your company, with your business, with yourself as well, right? Which is the most important relationship, because that's your vibrational identity that we've been talking about. So by now, I hope that you really understand why this is so important. You are like a tuning fork. You are like that radio, and if you're set on 89 but you want to be on 112, it's not gonna match. Right? What you're going to receive, what you're going to understand, what you're going to hear, what you're going to see is going to be different. And you can hate and you can chase and you can try to change the world and fight the world so much, but life is only a mirror reflecting back to you who you are. So how do you go about changing that? What can you actually do? First, you need to take an inventory of where you are moment by moment, every single day. What is my emotional home? Most people are stuck in their head. If you ask them how they feel, they're going to tell, oh, I feel stressed out, or I feel okay, or I feel bad, or I feel... They're going to give you very logical words. Even if you ask them a very emotional question, how are you feeling right now? So they're thinking about how they feel. They're rationalizing, meaning they completely detach to the body, they detach to the emotion. So what does that tell you? It means that you need to start developing your emotional intelligence. Unless you are already at that stage where you can name what you feel, you can really feel into the sensation where you are, whether you're feeling a contraction, meaning negative emotion, right? When your energy goes in and it's heavy and it's contracted, that shows you that your state, your energy is in a state of contraction, so lower emotions. But when you feel expanded, when your energy goes out, you are often in calm or happy or joyful or grateful or something along the line of this, right? So your energy is going outward. And this can be a simple test every day, a few times a day, just to notice where I'm at when I go to work, when I'm in that business presentation, when I'm writing those things, when I'm in my relationship, when I'm alone. And the moment I get bored, boom. Or the moment I stop, boom, all those things rush and I get contracted and I feel lack and I'm lusting on Instagram. Like, notice where you are, what triggers what feeling. And if you live most of your day in contraction, then no wonder your life is a direct reflection of that. So if you live mostly in contraction, and then you notice what emotion that contraction is most of the time, then look at your life from that level. What am I attracting? What am I giving out? And what am I receiving back? So from there, you have to start letting go of some of those emotional, inbuilt triggers that you have between yourself, but also the perception at the back, the common repetitive thought, because perception leads to the way of how you feel. So you're going to need to start becoming aware of the way you think about your boss, about relationship, about people, about things you see on Instagram, about everything around you. Everything that creates a contraction is an opportunity for you to start thinking greater. Because think about this for a second. Your emotions are simply like a guidance system telling you that, okay, if I'm feeling negative right now, there's something in my consciousness, there's something happening in me, and maybe also outside of me, that needs my attention, something where I need to course correct. So first, emotional awareness, and then start becoming aware of the thoughts you have. And the third step is be very intentional every single day to change the way you think. So if you already had what you want, how would you feel? This is a process question, because that will give you exactly what you need to do. You need to start embodying the quality that you want to manifest and create through external outcome. So if I had a beautiful relationship, or if I had that level of money, or if my business was going well, or I got that promotion, or whatever it may be, maybe I feel powerful, maybe I feel safe, maybe I feel at peace, maybe I feel needed, maybe I feel whatever it may be. That's the quality that you need to master between yourself. You got to start giving it away to people, things, and situations, and you gotta claim that energy in you and condition it every single day, because feeling gets the blessing. Feeling gets the blessing. How you feel is the blessing that's gonna come with it. Whether you feel angry or full of hatred, you're gonna get a different kind of blessing, like a poisonous blessing. But if you feel happy and loving, what you start to receive will start to change as well. So here's the thing. When you change your relationship toward the outcome and you go from a place that, you know what, I'm so full, so whether that thing happened or not, it's not going to change who I am. It's not going to change how I feel. It's not going to, maybe I take the hit and maybe I feel unhappy for a piece of time, but then I go back to feeling grateful and I go back to feeling abundant and to feeling calm and to feeling expanded, because that's who I am. And life will start responding very differently to you. Now, on a side note, if you have been feeling a lot of contraction and you start to feel more and more and more expansion, be mindful that a lot of things may start to crumble in your life as you kind of life purges all those contractions out of you and out of your environment before it starts bringing different things into your life. So if you start seeing things in relationship and friendship or things that just collapse as a result of you changing your energy, let it, because life is just being recalibrated based on who you are being now. But understand that there is a delay between the shift inside of you. It's not like I click my fingers, I do have 2 minutes of gratitude and then kumbaya, what is happening, right? It takes some time. It has to be you. When you start cleaning and you do nothing and so on and you just go unconscious for a minute, that's the moment where the new program needs to be running and not the old one. Because as long as you go unconscious and the old program keeps on running, the old energy comes back and you're back in contraction, you haven't really changed. You're in the process of changing, and that's okay. But change your energy and your life will change. Those are the 3 steps that can radically transform your reality. Hit that subscribe button, and if you need one-on-one help, if you want to break free fast, if you want to transform your consciousness, you can hit that one-on-one coaching call with me down in the description. Together we can go to the bottom of how you're feeling, your energy, your identity, and we can recreate a new mindset that will transform your reality. Be well. I'll see you next time. Be well.